It's like, don't mess with me. I can have moles if I want.
It's Cassie. I'm back today with a foundation routine. I have a pretty large friend, another small one here, so I want to show you how I cover those up and still keep it looking very light and natural. So we're going to start today and just get into it. The first product I'm going to use is a Pixi treatment glow peel pad. So this is 5% glycolic acid. Really what glycolic acid is good for is resurfacing, also removing dead skin. So these are sold at Target and you can use them up to twice a day. They're gentle enough that you can use them twice a day. You just take the peel pad that's pre-soaked and wipe it over your face. I go over my lips. I do all the same skincare on my lips as I would on my face. Then usually at night I'll take it down the neck, down the décolleté. You basically want to do all your skincare from hairline to your breasts. If you're a woman. If you're a man, still to your breasts. Next, we're going to moisturize, and this is one of my favorite moisturizers ever. It is the Belif, the True Cream Aqua Bomb. It's a very hydrating gel texture moisturizer, and I think this is wonderful, especially for during the day, whether you have dry or oily skin, because you can put this on and it will just go into the skin so quickly. And it's got a very water burst kind of texture, so it just melds into the skin so nicely and preps it really well for foundation and concealer. You can really pack on a little bit of extra too, which is something I like to do around the eye area, and let that settle in. So I'll just put a little bit of an extra layer, you can see right there, around the eye area. You could also just use an eye cream. The first product is the Your Skin But Better CC Cream by It Cosmetics. This is a physical sunscreen, which means it uses zinc oxide instead of chemical. I'm just going to pump on a couple little squirts like that, and that'll be plenty for your whole face. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see the foundation a little bit better. Alright, now that we're zoomed in and you can see my lovely... I don't know what happened with that. I'm going to take an Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques and that It Cosmetics CC Cream. Oh, see, he's already going away. I wouldn't call this full coverage because you can still see the redness, the imperfections, the blemishes, but I think for the most part it's going to give you at least a good base to just then use some concealer on. It is pretty dewy as well, so you can see the sheen on my face right now. That is from this product. This product is not matte by any means, so if you are oily you're going to have to either use a mattifying primer or a good powder over top of this to really make sure that it stays matte. But there's one layer of that done, and now I'm going to move on to concealer. So I'm going to be using two concealers. The first one is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Mine is in the shade Light 2.75 Cannelle. Just a potted concealer, and I'm going to use this. There she goes. I'm going to use this on my spots and hyperpigmentation. So a little bit around the nose here because I tend to get extra red. And a little bit on that red patch area. Now you'll notice right now I'm not blending it in. I'm just pushing it on. And then we'll blend it in just a minute. So just get it on your face over the areas that you need that coverage. Then I'm going to take a beauty sponge. Concealer is not going to hide the fact that the blemish is 3D. You can still see that the blemish is going to have dimension on my face, unfortunately. But the concealer is just going to make it so that it's the same color as my skin. So I'm going to press not on top of the blemish, but blend the edges of the concealer. I'm sorry, you couldn't see that. Blend the edges of the concealer around the blemish. For the eyes, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer in the shade Fair. So this is the lightest shade that they make. It is very light still compared to my skin, so you'll see me putting this on. It looks very light. I'm just going to put a few strokes and then a few up on top here and a couple around my nose. I like to also just go right under the jawline there, so I'm not going to be contouring. I'll at least have some dimension on my face. And then I again take my beauty sponge and blend this out. So I like to start under the eyes and I'll kind of look up and blend. I bring it back towards the temples. If you have a very wide face, so my face is a little bit more narrow than wide. If you have a very wide face, you don't want to bring the highlight all the way back to the temples because that's going to bring that area forward. It's going to make your face look wider. For me, my face shape can take that, so I'm going to bring it back down on the side of the nose and then back towards the hairline and the temple there to highlight. And then we'll go in between the brows here. I really push the product into the skin. I don't want to lose the coverage, but I want it to be very seamless with the skin. I'll take a little bit of whatever's extra from doing the eyes down the center of the nose. I'll go under the nose here, because just hormonally women tend to get red around their noses. Not to mention this time of year you get colds or allergies and you're blowing your nose, so it's nice to just have a little bit of extra coverage there, and then tap right along the jawline there. So you can see that kind of leaves a natural shadow to where you would contour typically. And then same on the other side, bring it back. Alright, so there's the foundation and concealer done. Now the last step of my foundation routine is powder. So I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is a setting powder, and shake a little bit of the product so it comes up to the top of the sifter. Then I'll take a different, so I keep a different beauty sponge, still damp, but I keep it only for powder. And then you'll go under the eyes and just stamp the powder. So you're not pushing it until it disappears into the skin. You're literally just stamping it across. So that it can start working with the foundation there. I'm going to do a little bit over the center of the cheek there, and especially because I want to make sure that that blemish stays concealed around the base of the nose. And then I tend to lose my foundation down here by my jaw. It just wears off throughout the day because I touch my face, or it gets on my clothes, or I'm talking on the phone or whatever. So I'll put a little bit of that there, and then I'll take just a small brush. So this is a Morphe 438, and I'll grab a little bit of extra powder on there just to coat the tip of the brush. So see, there's not a ton of powder on there, but you want to coat the brush, and then I take it over the eyelids first, because if I'm doing a pretty natural look, maybe I'm not even wearing eyeshadow, then this will at least just give my eyes less shine on my eyelids. And then what I do is pick up a little bit of extra, and we're going to wipe away this powder. So go under the eyes and just swipe away the powder. And what having a little bit of powder on the brush does is it's just kind of the like with like principle, so it helps to smooth away the powder if there's some on the brush versus just a dry brush with no product on it. It might drag a little bit on your skin. All right, so that is my foundation routine for a day where I want my skin to be pretty much quote unquote flawless. Obviously it's not. This is obviously not like a, you know, something you'd wear to the beach or something. I mean, maybe that's your cup of tea. For me, this is like if I'm going to work, this is if I'm going to a function, or I just need my skin to look very finished. I think this is a very finished look. So I'm going to hop off of camera real quick and finish the rest of my look, since this is just a foundation routine, and come back and give a couple last tips. I have finished the rest of my makeup. It's a very natural, bronzy look today with just a little bit of highlighter and no blush, so I want to keep it very simple. Also, can we just have a moment? Look at how cute this is. I have eyelashes on my wall. I love it. Makes me happy. Okay, couple of last tips. So, the rest of my makeup is on. This would be like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to head out the door. I don't know why I'm waving a brush. I'm about to use this in a minute. Setting spray. Setting spray can be a huge help. I have dry skin, so MAC Fix Plus is like my jam. So what this is gonna do is the powder, the rest of the bronzer, the everything that we have on, this will help to meld it all together and really enhance how cohesive your makeup can look. So you'll just take this about, you know, 6 to 8 inches away from your face, close your eyes, give yourself a little mist. If you have oily skin, think De-Slick by Urban Decay, or NYX has a good mattifying setting spray. So there are other companies that can cater to oily skin if that's what you need. My last tip is one that I have used for a couple times when I'm really just feeling like I am not dealing with this growth on my face. I want it to be purposeful in some way. And this is something that Desi Perkins here on YouTube, I first heard about it from her. I think it's such a cute idea. So you make your, if you have like one big spot that pops up somewhere on your face, you make it into a beauty spot, a beauty mole, like Marilyn Monroe. So, I mean, why not? I'm going to be using a brow kit today. So use anything that's like brown or black, depending on the shade of your hair and your skin. You might want to do black, you might want to do brown. I'm going to be doing like a dark brown. So I'm just taking a small little liner brush. This is from Makeup Forever, but whatever you have works. And then you just go to your spot. So take your little color, and I'm going to start to build up. Now obviously you don't want to use a shade that has any red in it, because that would defeat the purpose. Press that right on top. Then what you can do, so you have that, right now it looks a little too circular for me, because a beauty mark can be, you know, shaped a little differently. So then just take a little powder brush and a face powder. So whatever face powder you have, and take some face powder over it, because you want it to look like the rest of your skin, right? And put the face powder over there to kind of give it a little blend. And then you have a little beauty mark. I just think it's so cute. Also, if you have, you know, other freckles and things that you've covered up because you have foundation on, like I have this one right here that's just naturally on my face, you could enhance that. I'm a pretty moldy person. Like I've got a lot of moles, so on me it looks kind of normal. So that's a mole that I already have that just got covered up. I have another one over here, so you can kind of just darken the ones and make them different shades. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe like people are looking at me like, what the frick are you doing, Cassie? But I think it's kind of cool. Like it just, you're taking what's already there and you're dealing with it. I even have another, I'm doing another one. I have another one on my chin. That little one right on the edge here. Marc Jacobs, Sugar Sugar. Love it. Love it. I'm getting so stoked right now because I have to go grocery shopping. I think I'm part of a very small population that adores grocery shopping. Now that I'm, you know, have my own house and I'm married and everything, I get to grocery shop. I don't know what it is, but I love grocery shopping. Anyways, we're gonna get off that tangent. We're done. You guys, we're done. So this is my foundation routine. That's a little trick also in there for some blemish covering slash enhancing, however it is that you feel. Maybe you don't want to do the enhancing part of making it into a beauty mole. But you can. Just know that like with makeup, I think that's what excites me so much is there's no rules. You really can make it work for you. So if you want to have a mole that day and you want to turn that acne spot into a mole, you can. That is the message. I'm out. I got my face on. I'm out. Have a great day, you guys. Highlight's a little strong on the Cupid's bow there, Cass. Okay, so like don't mess with me. I can have holes if I want.